welcome back to Tribe Talk. Today is our first Tribe Talk of 2021. Hope you guys are having a great start to the new year. So today we're going to be talking about something that's been in the news for a while now. We all knew it was coming, but it's really been in the news, especially the last week or so, which is the iOS 14 update. I know we're not all happy about this, but there are ways that we can work around this. So today we have Jacob with us. Jacob, what exactly is the new Apple iOS 14 update and how is that affecting advertising? And what exactly is Facebook saying about it as well?
Okay, so Tim Cook and Mark Zuckerberg are in a little billionaire fight right now. Tim Cook says, "Hey, I really want to protect the privacy of all of my users by forcing them to opt into tracking from apps like Facebook." By the way, we keep talking about Facebook because it's a giant platform and it's still going to be a giant platform after this. But this does affect Pinterest, this does affect Snapchat, this does affect TikTok. This affects any app, right? So essentially what Apple is saying is on the next iOS rollout, which by the way, we won't see the full impact of this, so probably mid 2021 when more people have access to the next OS rollout and we see how many people actually opt into it. That being said, Apple is saying on the next one, people have to opt into being tracked. They'll receive a pop-up, hey, this app wants to track your actions within the app. You cool with that? And we assume that most people will say, heck no, I'm not, and not say, sure, I don't mind. People like me will say, I don't want irrelevant ads. Of course, I don't mind. We assume most people won't. But remember, this only applies to iOS traffic, right? So people on iPhones and only on in-app browsing. It doesn't apply to people browsing on your actual website. We can still track those things. So Facebook's saying like this is a huge hit to small advertisers which use Facebook for their bread and butter. Meh, since you started doing $20 CPMs, they don't rely on you quite so heavily. And Apple is saying, listen, Facebook, you're just being greedy with everybody's information, and we're not going to allow our users to be taken advantage of it in that way.
Awesome. Well, can you tell us a little bit about Facebook's conversion API and how to implement it on your Shopify site?
Okay, so conversions API. First thing you need to know about this is that the Facebook pixel is actually a third-party tracker, right? So it is kind of like a cookie, right? These are things that in our very much moving towards a data privacy world, these things are going to be phased out to an extent. Things like cookies and third-party tracking. It's a whole nother subject, but what the conversions API does is allow Facebook servers to talk directly to Shopify servers, or Facebook servers to talk directly to Google Tag Manager, which allows it to talk directly to, for instance, a WooCommerce or WordPress server, right? So essentially, it's the two businesses talking to each other, and the conversions API is saying, hey, there's a sale here, Shopify, instead of Shopify saying to the Facebook pixel, hey, there's a sale there, and the Facebook pixel saying to the Facebook ads manager, hey, there's a sales there. It's a more direct line. When it was first implemented last summer, it was very useful in boosting our conversion tracking by 15 to 20%. We got some more accuracy there. That's why it's important now. But it's important also to note that this is not going to solve all of our problems. This is not going to mitigate the fact that we are going to lose some data on the way. We're not going to be able to track where every single dollar is spent and led to a conversion anymore. This is not a thing that's going to be able to happen. We have other ways around it, but we do suggest and have steps which are too lengthy to go into in this little 1 minute, which I'm sure you can attach to this video so that people can implement it on their own, either through Google Tag Manager or directly in Shopify, which is much easier.
So is there anything else you'd like to add?
Absolutely, because I have thoughts on this. See, people are really understandably getting upset about this, right? Like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to target people by, what book they read last summer, or I'm not going to be able to retarget people who visited my site in the last 10 days, but not the last 15 days. I've loved that too, right? The Facebook has made me like a marketing goddess, right? In the last couple of years, they've just given you all the data in the world, just extraordinary amounts. However, I was also around back when like the only Facebook advertising was boosted posts like a decade ago. The fact that we're no longer like in God mode, okay, right. So we go back to the kind of stuff we know. What is the unique value proposition of our product? Who is our audience? Where can I find that audience? What kind of offer will appeal to that audience with my unique value proposition? And then Facebook isn't the only channel in the world. Paid media isn't the only channel in the world because this will, to an extent, affect, your Googles, your Quores, and everything, wherever else you're paying for media. You can also earn media via podcasts or blogs, or you can own people via text messaging or email. You don't own people. What I'm saying is just because we lose something we've only really had for 2, 3, maybe 4 years doesn't mean Facebook isn't still the easiest and best channel to get traction on. It just means that when you start scaling, look around. Also, go back to the basics about what is uniquely valuable about my product? Where can I find my people? What are the other ways that I can find those people? And what kind of messaging really helps me target them and get them in the door?
Well, thank you so much, Jaika, and thank you all for tuning in today. We hope you have a great 2021. And also, if you could just like and subscribe our channel. Thanks.